I'm surprised we're lived in this far. You selling it? Throne of Orzammar? Aged in stone. The inscription is old and worn, overlooked by most as a carving detail. The beast is foreign, but the need is familiar. Home and hearth suffer beneath strength and strangeness. These new kin of this Ferelden are better as friends than strangers, so we resist on their behalf and work with their users to bind stone. We no longer fear their skies, and we further our trade above. Lured from above, cornered and corralled, freestanding in position, a fourth signals the throne. Stasis for the beast, so long as a king holds the throne, so long as a king wills it held. Nothing happens. I need to find a dude. I need to kill him. They're like, who's this person who just walked out of the throne room? Can I get through here? Let's try it. So Harimont's estate wants us to fight for him, but that's probably going to piss off the sister.
It's an honor to House Aeducan to have a kinsman in the Wardens.
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
I can't do that.
Oh,
I can't do that.
No! I can't get you! How do we get an invitation?
No one enters the prince's estate without an invitation.
Maybe we'll get one through... We can decide eventually? Which way was I going? I want a house. Guessing there's more around here then? Noble, Dwarven Noble.
We simply must reopen the gates. I cannot live without my fresh plum jam from the cellars.
Oh, Chamber of the Assembly. Okay. I'm just gonna be nosy around the rest of the area. Shaper it. Dead end. Let's try the shaper it first. Oh, there's a few things. Oh, this. Oh, you're gonna give me a crap ton of things to do here. I don't want to. I also don't know where we get access to the alien engine Denerim.
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories? Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shaperate. What have we been reduced to?
Did you get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. No offense, Warden. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Okay.
I'm quite busy. Please do not disturb me.
Good quest for him then.
Excuse me, I can't chat.
Ooh. Have a look at this. Legion of Steel. Paragon Paradin vanished in the 11th year of the reign of King Valtor. With Paragon, the entire process for golem manufacture was lost. Expeditions were sent into the deep roads to track him. Darkspawn drove them all back. Finally, in the 2nd year of the reign of Queen Getha, 126 golems, entire Legion of Steel, were sent to recover the Paragon. None returned. The Shaper of Golems refused to support any further attempts to find Caradin, Paragon was officially declared dead. The Sheeparate never recovered from the loss of the entire legion of golems. Never again allowed all golem regiment in the Deep Roads. Hey, who are you, Orta?
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular
I don't know,
volume?
was I?
Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
Kind of research.
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the Deep Roads.
Try to find them.
You're castless! What do you know about fighting Darkspawn? There aren't even any expeditions planned until they settle this election. Otherwise, you need special permission from the Assembly or some great lord.
I'm a Grey Warden.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens.
Jeez.
I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrimont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking, it's almost too much to hope.
I'm not sure I want to help you. These in the slums. The Deep Roads. Harrimon's name. Circle. I'm here for this. Yeah, Deep Roads. Oh, assembly chamber, right.
Are you looking for records of the Grey Wardens? We have many.
But you have records of the Grey Wardens? Deep Roads. There isn't a dwarf alive who remembers the Deep Roads as they once were. They were a network of tunnels joined the Tigs together. To be honest, it isn't even right to give them such a simple term as tunnels. They are works of art with centuries of planning demonstrated in the geometry of their walls. The statues of the paragons that watch over travellers as the flow of lava that keeps the Deep Roads lit and warm. Cloud gazers up on the surface talk of the Imperial Highway built by the Magisters of old, a raised walkway across thousands of miles, something that had only been built by magic. Perhaps it is comparable to the Deep Roads, although we dwarves didn't need magic. I suppose it doesn't matter anymore. Darkspawn rule the Deep Roads now. And Orzammar sealed off the entrances to the Deep Roads, abandoning everything that lay out there. We handed over the kingdom that was to those black bastards forever. To think that there are genlocks crawling over Bonamar, now tearing down our statues and defiling our greatest works. Corruption covers everything we built out there. Every dwarf who goes out and comes back says that it gets worse with each passing year. Foulness spread a little further. The clout gazers think the Darkspawn are gone, just because they aren't spilling out into the surface. One day when Orzammar is gone for good, they'll find out differently. Those Darkspawn won't have anywhere else to go but up, and they'll do it. The surface folk will have themselves a blight that will never end. I know I've got the quest there, but I'm gonna read things. Political structure. As dangerous as it is to mistake a dwarf's caste, far more deadly to mistake his alliances among the noble houses of Orzammar. Everyone in the city is allied with someone, whether by blood or by word. Nobles do not engage directly in commerce themselves, as that is the domain of the merchant caste. They do serve as patrons. They invest in shops or in artisans' work, and in turn reap a share of the profits as well as a measure of their credit. Merchants and warriors alike benefit from the service of a prestigious patron. The relative power of each house is ever changing. It is usually safe to assume that whichever noble house holds the throne is at the top of the heap, but below that things grow into a tangled mess. Houses ally with one another by marriage. They earn rank and prestige from combatants loyal to them or from their own bloodlines when provings. They earn it when artisans they patronize. I don't. Okay, this seems weird. It becomes sought after, or well regarded. When the merchants they invest in become successful, the degrees of power that these achievements confer is so murky, even to the dwarves, that it isn't unusual for nobles to challenge each other to provings over whose smith forges better belt buckles, or whose servants had the best mannerings. Nor is it out of the ordinary to find two merchants arguing over whose noble patron has won the most acclaim, for the rank of the patron is the rank of the client. Nowhere is this more apparent than in the assembly, where the Deshers, representatives of each noble house, meet. Although the king technically rules Orzammar, kings are elected by the assembly, and so each king must work constantly to maintain the support of the Deshers. Kings who prove unpopular find their heirs deemed unacceptable to inherit the throne. Power then passes to another house. Oh, Brother Jane, the TV! Your stuff gets everywhere. Oh, Shaper's Life. So much stuff in here. The blessing of the Shaperate is given only to those who walk with the stone. It's a path that cuts deep and the road is far from secure. Those who desire to work in memory must first honour it, document the stone, protect her, and present a new history to the memories. Only then will the blessing of the Shaperate be upon you. Oh, Dwarven Faith. Chant of Light is almost never heard in the halls of Orzammar. It's hardly surprising, for unlike the elves, who are literally abandoned by their gods, or Tevanters who worship dragons, the dwarves have no gods at all. Even the concept of worship is foreign in Orzammar. Instead, the dwarves seem to venerate the stone, a name they give to the earth itself. It seems practical for a people living on the ground, if perhaps a bit unimaginative. For guidance in spiritual matters, they turn to their ancestors. These ancestors, who are said to have returned to the stone, communicate their wishes to the living via brutal trials by combat called provings. Ancestors' collective wisdom is maintained by the Shaperate, which can apparently store records in Lyrium itself. Set above the ancestors, above even kings, are the paragons, dwarves who have achieved such greatness that they are elevated almost to godhood. These are the great figures holding up the hallway that leads from the surface, the first glimpse of Orzammar the outsiders see. He's got a lot of stuff down here, isn't he, Brother Down the TV? Legion of the Dead. Yes, Stone's greetings, friend. You will fight ceaselessly in the Legion of the Dead. The motto of the Legion of the Dead. Legion accepts all. I was told by one of the legionnaires himself, a dwarf who waited quietly at the entrance to the deep roads for the rest of his unit to assemble. They gathered slowly, each equipped with heavy armour and fine weapons, each painted grim tattoos applied at their funerals the night previous. Oh, for that is the nature of the Legion. They are all dead. Any dwarf may join the Legion, so long as he is willing to give up everything he has. The funeral rites are somber. A final goodbye is said to family and loved ones. Any material goods are dispersed to heirs, and the last words are said. And then it is done. The new Legionnaire marches out into the deep roads, never to return. The Legion fights against the Darkspawn to the last, striking one final blow against the monsters that have claimed so much of their homeland. Many join the Legion to clear the slates. Criminals join to avoid punishment. Dishonoured join so that their houses and families need not suffer on their behalf. The bankrupted join so their debts might be forgiven. Very few join for a last chance at glory, but the Legion takes them too. This group hopes to reach the fabled fortress of Bo Namar, once the Legion's home, associated with the greatest of their paragons. Bo Namar, the holy place. Its loss, the last great blow against the Dwarven kingdoms, and its recapture would be a glorious signal to all of Orzammar. But capture it or no, all of these warriors will die in the deep roads. A sobering thought, as I now know why the dwarves say the Legion's charge is the battlefield's most frightening sight, with nothing left to lose. Okay. Jeez. Traditional dwarven folk songs. Oh god. Nug pancakes. No. Oh no, we're not reading about those little. Kinda. I mean, I half cute. How far am I? Oh, we're doing
Just like you
Orzammar.
wanted.
We've dealt with the Brazilian forest. We've done Redcliffe as well. 38 miles, yeah. I've done the like Callan has and the circle. Although I need to go back to the top and deal with the thing I didn't realise was there. Shaper. Right, let's see what you got. I've got like 46 hours, but it's mostly because talking and streaming. It sounds more like 83 miles.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
Okay. Do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Okay, I would like your permission to open a chantry here. This is for quest stuff. I'm not that fussed.
That is an odd request. Have you grown so fond of the Surfacer's ways in your brief absence?
One of Orzammar's own returned to spread to chant. Wait, oh, it just turned Friday 26 minutes ago? Oh yeah, you're an hour ahead, aren't you? I have a brother Burkle. Yeah, let's go with Brother Burkle.
I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
Ooh. Well, money talks in this place, but I don't know if he's. No, I'm on PS3. I'm unsure if the same works for this dude. Charities would greatly aid Orzammar.
What sort of charities do you mean?
Ooh. Here's for widows and orphans? Work for the casteless. Educate. I'm gonna go educate children of all castes.
I am not certain this is in
Oh.
Orzammar's best interests. Our castes have served us well, but it's possible this service could benefit our people. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more?
Tell me some of Orzammar's history?
Perhaps the books here can make up for the lack of attention you paid your elders. We were a
What the
great
hell?
empire once, and our land
Kenobi.
stretched through the deep roads. Kal Sharok was capital then. But we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
How did you lose them?
The Paragon Caridin,
Is
a
Caridin.
smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle, but Caridin's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
Wait, do I have that? Well, I'll keep that beard, probably, yeah. Do we have it? Do we have the image? Which one is it? Here we go! Yeah, they did make it up there, didn't they? Okay, what's a Tig?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
Where's Cal Sharok?
At the other side of the old empire. During the last blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to
You cut
survive.
them off?
Kal Sharok is the only other city to outlast the blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
No wonder! Okay, is there anything else? Wait,
The
that's
Paragon
fine. Put
one
that on.
when it fell, we lost his secret to
Is that
creating
all?
golems.
Enough history, let's talk base
There are
cores.
books I will settle your mind if I can, Warden.
What's the difference between an ancestor and paragon?
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to Paragon. A Paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly
You
recognizes
say paragon,
the
I
born
just
blessed.
think
They
bloody
are venerated as living
Mass
ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
and that's what Branka was?
Branka is a paragon, now and into death. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before
Oh,
she
it's
had seen
smokeless
20 years,
coal.
she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her paragon status.
Where's do you know?
She went into the deep roads 2 years ago seeking out secrets of the ancient smiths. She never returned.
How did the caste system come to be?
According to our legends, 7 brothers founded our empire. The youngest, Bloadlik, was the wisest and
That's the
chosen
name,
king.
Bloadlik.
His children formed the noble caste. The eldest, Giachet, trained his sons to defend their king.
That's even
He
better.
became the warrior caste. Shotgyar founded the artisans. Orzatgyar forged our first swords. It was Orzammar who dug the mines that became our city's foundations. The twins Koapar and Noct both founded trading houses, but Noct was wounded in battle. On his recovery, he swore to serve his brother's sons.
What about the caste list? The magic word. A weird Lovecraftian horror game we played a while ago. Aragon, Paragon. Paragon. Wait, which horror game? Seen Paragon a lot? I can't remember. Yeah, cast list.
The casteless descend from criminals and those repudiated by their own families, or who chose to go to the surface and live by human laws. They have no ancestors to guide them and no families to claim them. They should not have been born. Their parents defied their shame and brought cursed children into the world.
Priest and universal.
It's better they die young.
Oh, was it Eternal Darkness? I played it last Halloween time. Yeah. I only ran through one of the gods. It was awful. So you're in the house and then you were going back into like the memories of your, was it relatives? I can't remember. I like the idea. Holy shit, that didn't really age well. And that last fight, the one that I think was the very last fight, it was awful. It was so bad. Aged like a carton milk? Yeah. I'm gonna go, is that what should have happened to me?
I'm sorry. I can speak with you as a warden, but I cannot discuss your belief that you have previously been to Orzammar. Your presence here was not recorded in the memories. You did not exist.
Oh, ass. Oh, I don't like these people. Start a small chantry. Hey. Oh, I don't know how I want to do these. Do I want to clear up some of the side ones first? I don't know if I can get to the deep roads first. Oh. We'll go and speak to Brother Burkle. Don't know if the circle's going to be any good. The thief is in the slums. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Some deep road ones as well. So go with the brother and then we'll go with Dusttown. But I don't know, I think some older games like hold up well. And others just don't. And for the most part,
Lord Balin,
it kind of depends on the style that they're in. Like I've been eyeing up
Legion of the Dead sighted battling Darkspawn.
Final Fantasy Pixel remasters for remasters on PC. So it's 1, 2, and 3 are out just now, or 5 and 6. Getting our point, and I think you can get so well for me, it's so terribly lost in terms of not knowing where the fuck to go, but even just like how it looks, the artwork, you know, because it's all pixel based, whereas something like Eternal Darkness was the worst controls because you're going into a you know, more of a we're in the Age of Remasters sometime out well. Isn't terrible. Yeah, well, I think it depends on what your starting stuff is. Like I have on one of the lists, the reviewer voted the original was it Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, and they came out with a remaster. But the remaster had some of the same fucking bugs as the original, like the game breaking bugs that could completely screw up your game. How do you remaster something and not manage to fix it?
Andraste teaches that patience is the child of wisdom, but I'm eager to hear
Well,
if you've seen The Shaper.
as this one new, where you can just browse the shelf for the highlights, the stuff, port it halfway decently, sell it full price again. Yeah, well, I think for me, like the Final Fantasy, the Pixel remasters, wouldn't be a bad purchase because at least if came to streaming wise, any that I have on the DS I can't stream anyway, and I pretty much don't have all of them as it is, and they're not like full price. I mean, I don't know what the going rate is for something like that nowadays based on what it looks like and the content in it. But they've redone the music for it. So they've made some decent changes, I would say. Music is usually a good one when you get it slightly better than the original. Having a piece of music that actually sounds like instruments, to me, is always preferable than something that can get annoying really quickly. And one game I'm going to use as an example for that is I want to say the first Ace Attorney game. Because there's also like certain pieces of music for certain characters or certain areas, and depending on what's going on in the courtroom, and it can just it gets so annoying. He agreed to let you hold prayer meetings.
Oh, praise the Maker! You truly walk in the light, friend. I already found a convert among the merchants who offered his shop as a temporary chantry. It's just by the tapsters. Please, come to our
Ooh.
first service.
Is that it? Is that complete?